All right, super exciting. We begin Chagiga, Daf Beis. So today's Daf, we introduce some of the key concepts. Maybe I'll start with a brief introduction. Chagiga is a Masechta that talks primarily about being Ola L'Rego. And when we say Chagiga, we refer to the Shalmei Chagiga. There are three types of karbanos that you're supposed to bring when you go visit the Beis Hamikdash, when you make Aliyah L'Rego. Number one is an Olas Re'iyah. When you see the Beis Hamikdash, this comes from the pasuk that says "V'lo yirez es pnei Hashem rekam." So when you see Hashem, you should really come bearing gifts. That's the Olas Re'iyah. It's an Ola completely burnt for Hashem. There's a Shalmei Chagiga, which is, when we say Chagiga, we refer to Shalmei Chagiga. That's a Shlamim, so the emurim are burned, the fats, but the owners get to keep everything else. And this is what you bring also when you visit the Beis Hamikdash on the Shalosh Regalim. And the last thing is a Shalmei Simcha. This is from the pasuk that says V'samachta b'chagecha. That you need to be happy on Chagim. And so you bring, we know Ein Simcha El Basar V'Yayin. So you're supposed to bring a Shalmei Chagiga. I think you can kill two birds with one stone. If you're bringing the Shlamim anyway, the Shalmei Chagiga, then you can also bring the Shalmei Simcha. And nowadays, just as a side point, this is the source, or this is the mitzvah that we're yotze by eating meat on Chag and buying jewelry for our women and clothing. So with that background, the Mishnah begins by saying that there are certain exemptions. It says everyone needs to bring the Olas Re'iyah, but certain exemptions, for example, Cheresh Shot V'Katan, if you're a androgynous, if you're a tumtum, if you're a woman, Nashim Avadim, or cholos who are unable to walk. So the other topics in the Mishnah have to do with what exactly is a katan. Is a machlokes Beis Shammai, Beis Hillel. Beis Shammai says that it's like anyone who you could bring on your shoulders is young enough, and Beis Hillel says, no, you have to be a little bit older. It has to be someone who can hold your hand and walk alongside you. So it's a little bit older. Lastly, we finish the Mishnah talking about the value of the Olas Re'iyah versus the Shlamim. We're going to get more into that in the Gemara, but the Gemara immediately opens by talking about, when we say Hakol, everyone is chayav to bring the Olas Re'iyah. So like when it says everyone, it sounds like it's including certain edge cases. So what exactly are we including? First, we want to say half and half, meaning someone who's half free, half a slave. How is that possible? Let's say a slave had two owners and one of them passed away, the other one didn't. So like he alternates. One day he's free, one day he's not. Maybe we're including him. Number two, we might be including a chiger leyom rishon. Let's say you're injured, and your doctor said, or you healed over the course of the chag. So maybe that's someone, because at the beginning you were a chola who couldn't walk, and then in the middle you were able to walk. But that's a bit of an edge case. Lastly, we're talking about a suma b'achas me'enav. Maybe if you're blind in one eye, you can see the other one. So olas re'iyah, you kind of have to see. So maybe that's something you would think that you don't have to bring a carbanola, so kal v'chomer you do. I mean, not kal v'chomer, but the Mishnah is coming up to show you that you do. Next, the Gemara talks about what exactly is a cheresh. Let's define it, and we say it's someone who is both deaf and lame. If you can speak but you can't hear, you're not a cheresh, and if you can hear and not speak, you're also not a cheresh. So we bring a brisa that says that if you're just deaf or you're lame, then you're patur from all mitzvos. Seems like a stira. We explain that no, you are patur in that instance from the simcha of the chag, but not the being Ola L'Rego. You would think the opposite, in my opinion, but that still stands. So in order to be patur from actually making Aliyah L'Rego, you have to be both a cheresh and you can't speak and you can't hear either. Lo Aleinu. And this concludes Chagiga Daf Beis. It's going to be a wild ride. And have a good Shabbos.